Sa si pu ki yu si mai thọ tràm vi ra bình si niên đê kiên ba di sang nghe sinh đư mi tê u war gi ngô kun nam dak sinh la chu par sho idam guru ratna mandala kam niryatayami sangye chudang soki chok nam la jam chu bar du dak ni kyap su chi Daki chunyen ki pe sunam ki Jola penchir sangye jupar sho Sangye chudang soki choknam la Jamchu bardu dakni kyap suchi Daki chunyen ki pe sunam ki Jola penchir sangye jupar sho Sangye chudang soki choknam la Jamchu bardu dakni kyap suchi Daki chunyen ki pe sunam ki Jola penchir sangye jupar sho.
I'd like to welcome some new people. Brigitte from Germany, Hasso from Mexico, Elena from Petersburg, St. Petersburg. Really, you guys know, Ben Rami, you know, from Morocco. And Christine Walsh from Chicago. Most of these guys are secondary translator. So the goal is that after we translate everything into English, they will start working on other translation into other languages. So we have Russian, Arabic and French, Spanish and German, and Chicago. English. And then we have, of course, we have 3 Chinese secondary translators. So I'd like to welcome them. And my idea is we don't start secondary translation until we finish a book, because it's a lot of hassle to go back and because sometimes you get halfway through a book and you change the translation at the beginning. So it's just not practical to start a foreign translation from English. But we will be finishing some books pretty soon. So I think it's good that you guys are here now, and then we just start working on those translations. And they are paying to sit here. And so I'd like to welcome them. Cool. So pay close attention, because you will have to translate this stuff in 6 months or a year. Okay. Our schedule is out to 2025, I think. We have about 8-9 years schedule. So pay attention. Okay. All right. I also like to thank Dr. Wu. He's supporting most of this project. He built this building, and without him, we will be in the coffee shop next door. And he's paying the salaries for the translators, for the principal translators. Okay. All right.
Can I have the file, Kisha? The file itself? The latest file?
The file.
The file.
Is this not your latest file?
Oh, this is mine. Okay.
His file should be in translation draft.
Okay. By the way, I'm messing with those files, so don't change things unless you talk to me, okay? Did everybody hear that?
Yes.
No?
Don't change things unless we talk to you.
Yeah, I'm messing with your translations already, so don't make changes unless you ask me, okay? I'm already changing your stuff, so
Could you put these up on Dropbox like you did last time?
Yeah, I mean, I will,
Okay,
of course. Yeah.
thanks.
But just ask me before you change anything, and make sure you have my version, because otherwise, whatever changes you make won't stick. All right. So I'm going to ask Sugang to read, because he learned Tibetan faster than any student I ever had in my life. So I'm kind of proud of him.
Kachik nare yan lak nipa du che ki le ki de du ki kun long du gyur pe marik pa yinna yan lak chu ni ki tok mar gyur pe marik pa yin pe kyap sena.
Nice.
Oh.
Wow. Even the intonation was correct. Which is kind of weird. By the way, Sugang is working on a project to take all the translations and make them into a set like this, like these books on that. And we're going to try to pre-sell them so that we can have sources of money for your project. If something happens to me or something happens to Mr. Wu. Okay. So he's going to be working on that. All right. Kachik nare.
Somebody,
Yeah,
suppose
some
somebody
debater
come and
comes.
say, yeah,
Yenla nipa.
the branch,
Second branch.
second branch,
Second link.
Second
I like
link.
to call it link in the
second
chain.
link,
Which is duche kile.
do chekile.
We call fresh karma. It's like the seed that you just planted. And then what's the seed when it's just about to open? Two of the 12 links are karma.
Yeah, 10.
10. Good. Chupasipa. Yeah. Because there the synapse closed, that's why. Okay, Chupasipa. Now there's an idea from Abhidharma, okay, and it's complicated. And I enjoy having something to teach you. Say Deduki Kunlo. Say
Deduki Kunlo.
Deduki Kunlo. Then say Gyuduki Kunlo.
Gyuduki Kunlo.
Gyuduki Kunlo.
Gyuduki Kunlo.
So there's two kinds of motivation for karma described in the Abhidharma Kosha. Okay, and we're going to get to it in about 100 years with Stanley. One is called Gyuduki Kunlong and one is called Pei Duki Kunlong. Okay, Gyu is easy.
The causal.
Yeah, the motivation you have at the time of the cause, which means before you do something. Okay, like we're going to have an orientation today, I think. So right now we have a Gyuduki Kunlong to go to it. Okay, before the orientation starts, you have an intention that this afternoon I will go to the orientation. That's called cause-time motivation, Gyuduki Kunlong, in Abhidharma. Then there's a very complex word called Deiduki Kunlong, which means motivation of that time. Dei. I added it here. He should have added it. And it's a weird expression. And I remember distinctly asking Rinpoche. I learned everything in cars and restaurants with Rinpoche, and I remember asking him this word in an elevator in Rio de Janeiro. I distinctly remember how we were talking and facing each other, and he said, Deiduki Kunlong is the sustained motivation during the action. So why you don't walk out of the orientation is that you have a Deiduki Kunlong. Okay, you have a sustained motivation which takes you through the action. So Gyuduki Kunlong before the action, Deiduki Kunlong during the action. And if you have Deiduki Kunlong, you're not going to stop. You're not going to leave the orientation. You see? So the two kinds of motivation in the study of karma in the Abhidharma Kosha. Okay. So this guy is saying, if something is the misunderstanding, which acts as the motivation during an action, which is the second link, right? The first doing an action. The sustained motivation during an action. Like fighting with your husband. Okay? Because you think he comes this way. That's called Dedu. During the fight, it's called Dedu. You don't give it up. You don't go in the bathroom. You keep arguing. That's called sustaining ignorance, right? Sustaining misunderstanding because you think he's coming this way. Okay? So that kind of misunderstanding, which is the sustaining motivation, during a case of the second link, which is fighting with your husband, making karma. It's the potter. Okay, that's always the first link of the 12. That's always the misunderstanding, which is the first link of the 12. Anytime you have misunderstanding, which helps you to continue a karma, which is the second link, it must be the first link. Now your job, of course, is to think of an exception. Okay, which is the chuchen. You come back with the chuchen. Da chuchen. So here I went and got you some explanations of the two kinds of kunlong. This is the 5th Dalai Lama's book on Abhidharma. He has a nice explanation of the two kinds of motivation. Okay, he'll say Leki Kunlong Chuchen. Let's consider the motivation that you have during an action, like arguing with your husband. Number Niyate, there's two kinds of motivation. Gyui Kunlong and Tuki Kunlong. So that's an abbreviation. Duki Kunlong is an abbreviation. It should be either DE or DE apostrophe I. They do or they do. And since some people shorten it to do. But it's totally, you can't understand what the heck he's talking about unless you've studied Abhidharma. Okay? So there's these two kinds. Okay? Te nile dhammo chechen. Take the first of them, which is causal. It's the intention to go to the orientation that you have now, before the orientation. Rapta juk che chate. This is the one that gets you into the orientation. So juk means first entering, avatara. Entering in, okay? It's the motivation that causes us to start something. Okay. Now he used the full form, okay? That's the motivation that keeps you doing it. Jesu means anu, right? Continuation. The one that's actually present as you engage in the argument. Okay? Got it? Then I thought maybe you'd like to hear another one. This is the greatest book on Vinaya I have ever seen, and somebody should translate it. It would take about 10 years. But it is the greatest book on Vinaya. And his name is Panchen Lodru Leksam. He's not a Panchen Lama, he's just called Panchen. And we don't know much about him, but his book speaks for itself. Every time I need something, it's there. It's an extraordinary book on Vinaya. I used it a lot in the aborted work I did with someone in Diamond Mountain. Like 5 years of wasted time. Anyway. This is in the context of taking vows. Okay? So he gives an example. The causal motivation is from the bottom of your heart, you want to take that vow. Before you go to the vow ceremony, you're like, I want to take that vow. Okay. Then Duki Kunlong, Dombatok Ji Shepe Samba Kirun and Demba. So the other one is the sustained motivation during the ceremony, during the vow ceremony. Okay. Then there's a nice explanation in one of the lojongs. But I'm not going to go there. You can study it on your own. Okay. Okay. Ona, now what should come first? What should come first? He said, the description of the first link. Or if it's the motivation that causes you to sustain the argument with your husband, okay, it must be the first link.
He's going to come up with a counter example.
Yeah, now we need a counter example. So here's his counter example. This is gonna be a motivation which sustains an action, but it's not going to be what?
The first link.
The first link. Right? Okay. Hopefully. So I always put in the bold my notes. And if I come to a hard idea that I want to explain more. Okay. 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 Let's take misunderstanding, which doesn't understand, Momba, which is in the dark, about the dawa between Ingo.
The connection between cause and effect.
Yeah, rakpa.
Subtle. The growth.
Okay. So say rakpa. Tamo. Rakpa. Tamo. Rakpa means obvious connection between karma and result. And tamo means subtle. Okay. Tamo you can only see, we're going to study it downstairs, right? You can only see the subtle workings of karma if you're a Buddha. But rakpa, I mean, you can see this guy's been lying to people, for a year, and now suddenly his wife is cheating on him or something. Okay, like you can see a rough karma going on. Okay, so let's talk about misunderstanding, where you don't understand the obvious connection between karma and result, and that's motivating you during an argument with your husband, during the actual thing, during the karma. Okay, what's it not?
First link.
Apparently it's not the first link. Okay, is it ignorance? Is it misunderstanding? Yes. Is it motivating this action of arguing? Yes. Is the action the second link?
First
yes.
link. Oh,
It is karma, fresh karma. But it's not good enough to be the first link.
Okay.
There's something wrong with it.
Okay.
It doesn't qualify as first link.
Okay.
There's something wrong with it. Where do you think is the key here?
Rock.
It's got to be rock. Okay? Yeah. First link, what we're going to learn from this argument is that the first link cannot be
Gross.
obvious misunderstanding about karma. Okay, I think so. I think that's where it's going. Der Tao, are you telling me it's the first link? Why? They cheer. Because it isn't a misunderstanding which is motivating the continuation of an action, which itself is the second link. So apparently something can cause the second link and not be the first link. Okay, technically. Why do you say that? Well, it's because the example I gave you. Right here, between here and here. Between here and here, something happened besides a sneeze. He said, I don't believe there's such a thing. He said, come on. I don't accept it. I don't accept a misunderstanding the obvious connection between karma and results, which is causing the argument to continue. I don't accept it. There's no such thing. Then he said, Yabekir, there is such a thing. Why? Kunaitu says. There's two famous kuntus.
Samantabhadra?
Yeah.
That's Kuntu Sangha.
There's two famous kuntus.
Yeah, there's Semakuntu and...
Yeah, good. Semakuntu.
And then...
Pramana Samuchaya.
Yeah.
And then there's another famous...
Abhidharma?
Well, there's three famous kuntus.
Dignaga.
Yeah.
That's Dignagas.
Compendium of the trainings.
No,
Yeah.
Abhidharma.
Yeah.
Abhidharma.
Samuchaya.
Yeah.
Who wrote it?
Oh, Master Vasubandhu.
Asanga.
Okay, that makes
Okay.
sense.
Vasubandhu wrote Abhidharma Kosha. His half-brother wrote Abhidharma Samuchaya. Abhidharma Samuchaya teaches many different schools' idea of Abhidharma. Abhidharma Kosha only teaches the detailist, Vaibhashika system. Okay, so his half-brother's version gives more detail of how other people see Abhidharma. Okay, so in there, so you have a choice. This could have been a logic text or it could have been an Abhidharma text.
Okay.
Which is going to make more sense?
Abhidharma.
Yeah, Abhidharma. Okay. Now, he says, Momba ni nabenite. Okay?
There are two
Being
kinds
in
of
the
darkness.
dark about, what's the Vajrayogini mantra?
You want me to say it right now?
That line, in the praise. Where's the
Oh, it's a day lots of
How to
praise.
spell
Yeah,
darkness.
I can't remember the whole thing.
Muche Monje.
Moshe Moshe.
Kunle number.
Yeah.
Kunle number. Anyway, Gyal.
Kill.
That's Momba. Momba means confused, not understand. It's different from misunderstanding. It's like confused about, in the dark sometimes. There's two kinds of being confused. There's a
Resultant confusion.
Debu number member Momba. You can be confused about how karma is going to ripen into a result. Or blah blah blah. He didn't finish it. Okay. Here's a note, okay, that I made to myself. I went and got the original because it was frustrating to me that he didn't say the second time. Okay. So, and I got some commentaries to it because I wanted to understand more about it. So here's the original. The point is that in the text is that ignorance of results is a cause of bad karma. Okay, Sunamaimba. Or Migewa. And ignorance of the meaning of suchness can be a cause of good karma, which is dirty. Okay, got it? Dirty good karma.
Can be a cause of.
Cause over.
Okay. This is called, and in the Abhidharma system, good karma that ripens in the desire realm is called sinam. And good karma that ripens in the former formless realm is called miyoe. Unshifting karma. Okay. So, punya and something else. Okay. So good karma has two words in Abhidharma. It's either sunam, which is merit, which is her name, or miyoa means not shifting. Not shifting generally means it's going to give you a desired realm result. You can't shift it to another realm. Generally that's the meaning of it. Okay. Like in the lion's dance, we have these meditations. All the first 8 levels are miyo in there. They're supposed to give you a good karma in the form of formless realm, a good result. Okay. So we don't call them good karma. We call them unshifting karma.
Unshifting.
But everybody understands unshifting means good karma that's going to result in the form realm or the formless realm. Okay. Okay. So if your ignorance is about results, that's going to be bad karma. You're going to do bad karma. You're going to fight with your husband, okay, or your wife. But if your ignorance is about emptiness, if you don't understand emptiness, you're going to make dirty good karma. You see?
So meaning of suchness refers to emptiness in a way.
In this, sort of. That's tricky. In the lower schools, something can be suchness without being emptiness.
Okay.
Generally, suchness is a synonym for emptiness.
Okay, but in this book particularly, it appears quite a lot of times, and can I say that it is not
in this book, there's 3 kinds of selflessness, mainly, and only the highest one is emptiness.
No, I mean suchness rather than selflessness.
Yeah.
Or it is referring
maybe
to
you
that?
can call all 3 suchness.
Oh, okay.
Okay, we have to see.
Okay.
Got it? Okay. So anyway, now you know these 2 kinds of karma. And I gave you a long, if you want, you can play with all these. This is a commentary from the Tengyur on the Abhidharma Samuccaya, written by Gyalwai Se, which is Jina Putra or something like Jina Putra. And I got you some other ones. Okay, this is another commentary on the Abhidharma Samuccaya, written by him also. So I got you both. Anyway, I just told you the difference, so you don't have to. If we go that way, you won't finish in 100 years. Okay. So he considers the argument concluded.
Oh, it's done.
Okay. He thinks the argument is finished. Why? We said, come on, Abhidhamma Samuccaya talks about a kind of ignorance which is not the first link. Okay? A kind of misunderstanding which is not the first link. Okay? Now, this is the first kind of the two kinds of misunderstanding. This is a misunderstanding about the results of karma, right? And the second kind of misunderstanding in the Abhidhamma Samuccaya?
It's about emptiness.
Yeah, suchness. Be careful. In this case, suchness. Okay. You can do good karma, and it's dirty good karma if you don't understand that you are making seeds. You know, just because your mother told you to do nice thing, or your church told you to do nice thing, and you do nice thing, but you don't understand. That's called dirty good karma. Okay. Alright. Okay. So for him, that's the end of the argument. What's the difference between dirty good karma and pure good karma? Practically speaking.
One pushes, one runs out, and
yeah, good.
samsara, and the other
one runs out.
Yeah.
You know, you have a marriage and you both die, something like that. Okay, like life is happy for a while and then something bad happens. That's dirty good karma. Okay, if you had pure good karma, you would both live forever and. So would your kids. Okay. All right. I think he gives a second reason here. Okay. I think he gives a second reason here. Chiropa means what?
outsider.
Outsider meaning
Non-Buddhist.
non-Buddhist. Tori ki chidu. What's Tori? Do you know, guys know?
I don't know.
Higher realms. Okay, higher realms. What's the opposite? Yensong. Going to the bad place. Birth of misery. This higher realms. Tori ki chidu. In order to get to the higher realms, Wang chuki chud jin chipa. Wang chuk means Ishvara.
Yeah.
You can say like a Christian God or something,
Yeah.
like a God, creator God, who made the world. Okay. Chud jin means sacrifice, a cow,
Oh, wow.
kill a cow or a chicken or a bird. Okay, it's a giving, right? This means giving. But chujin is an idiom that means to kill an animal as an offering to the
Ritual
God.
offering.
Okay. Saurana, if you agree, I'll help you, okay? If you agree to the first statement, which is that the misunderstanding about the rough misunderstanding about karma is enough to be the first link. Okay, if you think that, then you must be saying that the misunderstanding of obvious karma is a kind of misunderstanding about the self of a person.
The lack of
Misunderstanding of the lack of self. Okay, got it? So what's the implication? If something is the first link, it must be
the
a
misunderstanding,
misunderstanding
of the lack
about
of self to a person.
people,
All people.
where your husband's coming from. You see, that's a perfect example. You see, that's Kazaki Dak Zimba.
Yeah.
Kazaki
Holding.
Dak Zimba.
Right.
Oh, my husband decided to yell at me. I came home, I didn't do anything. Famous expression, right? I didn't do anything. He started yelling at me. Okay, and it's never true. Okay, it's never true. He cannot yell at you unless you do something. Okay, so for something, what we learned from this one so far, if something is the first link of suffering, of the suffering world, it must be a misunderstanding about people. Okay, it cannot be a misunderstanding about how karma works.
Okay.
That doesn't qualify. Is it a bad thing? Yes. But is it the first link?
No.
First link has to be focused at people and misunderstand them. Got it? Cool. We learn a lot just from that. Okay.
I have one question.
Suchness. Here's suchness in Tibetan. Okay. Dekonini.
Dekonan.
Tattva in Sanskrit. Tattva.
Tampwa.
Suchness.
Oh.
Somebody had a question.
Oh, when they say Gangtaki Dakme, is it just mean people in general? Doesn't it always refer to just yourself?
That's a good question. We can say people in general. I prefer to say that.
Okay.
Because
It means consaks instead of chos.
Okay.
Yeah, generally.
Okay.
The real question is in the division between people and things is that the things often refers to your parts and not the things in the world. Okay, more often.
Yeah.
But that's we're not going there yet. Okay, but there's tattva, suchness. Dekona means just that.
Dekonan.
Just that. And then ni is tva.
Tva.
You know,
Tva.
nas. N-E-S-S. Tva came into English as shun, T-I-O-N, like
T-I-O-N.
locomotion or election.
Oh, shun. Oh.
Yeah, tva. Yeah.
Twa. T-W-A. T.
Nes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. TBA.
T-B. Oh, T-B.
Sometimes
TV
just
twa.
lecture and ta.
So are you telling me this misunderstanding of karma, gross misunderstanding of karma, is a misunderstanding about the fact that the person is not the person? I like to call, nowadays for no self I like to say, Nick is not Nick. Okay. Are you telling me that misunderstanding karma is the same as misunderstanding your husband? Okay. Then he says, yeah, okay, I agree. There's dominate. You can't say that. It's not a misunderstanding about Nick. It's a misunderstanding about karma. This is not the example we took. The example we took is misunderstanding karma, not misunderstanding your husband. Got it?
I see. So,
Okay. End of argument. Down's the end of argument. Where you fit in this part here about the non-Buddhists who have a certain idea of what's a good karma to offer a sacrifice to God of an animal is you have to fit that in. Okay, it's a second. If you sit with it, you will understand. He's just giving another example. One is misunderstanding karma, and one is misunderstanding what's a good deed. Yeah, this is a misunderstanding of good karma, which is kind of the same as dirty good karma. You see what I mean? Their motivation, the gyutuki kunlong, is good karma or not? Yeah, they think they're making an offering to God. It's a gyutuki kunlong. So in the Abhidharma system, the causal motivation, why they started to do the offering, was a good karma. They thought, God is going to help the whole world if I kill this cow. But the Deduki Kunlong in the Abhidharma system, the sustaining karma is negative. They are killing.
Because they're thinking of killing.
Yeah. Okay. So there's mushi musum between the two kinds of karma. And you can work it out. I put it in here for you.
Cool.
It's there if you want to play with it in your spare time. Okay. What's that joke? Tell them in your
Copious free time. Free.
Okay, let's go. Please read.
Kachiknare. Yalak chuni kitop ma gyurpe maripa kuntap metsena.
Good. Metsena. Anybody want to translate it?
Suppose someone comes along and says the 12 links.
The first of the 12.
Good. First of the 12 links. Tokmai.
Ignorance.
This is the Dani grammar case. It means which is.
Which is.
It's adjectival, not clause. What's the opposite of that? Phrase?
Positive.
Which is.
Which is.
Okay.
Yeah.
That, the cure, argue. your
Ignorance towards causes.
okay misunderstanding, which acts as the first of the 12 links, right? Kuntak me.
Oh, it's
No.
not a kuntak.
Kuntak is as opposed to senke.
As opposed to?
Senke.
Okay.
Sujata.
Oh,
It's
it's
not
not
Learned as
learned.
opposed to innate.
Yeah, good. Say it again.
Learned as opposed to innate.
Yeah, you were born with it, or
Yeah.
you learned it later.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so sujata, born with it. Ja means like came into English as genes and
Gene.
generation. Zoo. And then kuntak means, in this sense of kuntak, it means learned later in life.
So it's not
Someone
learned.
taught it to you. Now, what's he saying?
That if something is a learned, then it's not the first of the 12 links. If something has the learned tendency to grasp to a self.
No, a learned first link, me.
It's
Not
it's not.
There's no such thing.
not
Yeah,
such
yeah, yeah.
thing.
So for his position, for something to be the cause of samsara, it must be something you were born with.
Yeah,
Oh.
Okay.
It must be
Oh.
something innate
Oh.
that you are
Okay.
born with. This debater's
This
position.
debate, yeah.
Okay. Kuntak means you learned it later.
Okay.
You know, someone
which
taught you
is-
later, and you got a wrong idea.
Okay.
Okay. Generally, kuntak has many other meanings we're not going to talk about.
Okay.
It's opposed to dundam, for example.
Okay.
Nama. Okay. Yeah.
Like kunzo.
And this is possibly, there's a debate about this spelling, okay, if you care.
Yeah.
The past tense of ndok, to
Ndok.
apply a label, should be bt.
BT. Oh.
This is the past tense of vikalpa.
Okay.
To examine.
Mm-hmm.
So generally they tend to misspell it.
Okay.
Okay, that's another subject.
This is the correct spelling though?
No, this is probably
Wrong.
misspelled.
Oh.
So the R shouldn't be there?
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
Because BRT means is a verbal tense of RTOG, to think something.
Right.
And label is apostrophe DOGS. Ndok.
No.
To apply a label. And this one is to apply a label in the sense of learned later. Okay? So this is probably misspelled, but it's everybody. 90% of people misspell it.
Commonly misspelled.
Okay. Deyabar, do we go up or down?
Do we know yet?
If it were,
We're gonna
Deyabar.
go.
No, this is us.
Yeah,
We are complaining about his idea.
So she'll go up.
Good. I'll kiss you, but you got this beard. Oh, I'm not supposed to say that anymore. Scott told me I shouldn't say that. I will give you coffee. If coffee's still okay. Yeah. There is two learned first link. Okay. There is two unlearned first. Of course, there's a learned first link. Now we got to state what it is. Marepa kundaki sape yenla ni bejuchikile yubeichir. Because there's a second link which is accumulated by misunderstanding, which is learned later. Okay? There is a first link which is learned misunderstanding because there's a second link which is motivated by it. Okay? Okay? And he misspelled it again here. And this sakpa is the past
So
yeah, it comes from so.
Collective.
Gewa di gewa kun suna nieshi sok zok sok. Sok means collection. And sometimes sangha. And tantric ritual, tantric dinner called sok. So sak is the past tense. Collected.
Collected.
Okay, collected.
Because there is one that comes from.
There does exist
Okay.
a second link,
Okay.
which is duchekile,
Yeah.
sanskara, right? Which is collected by a learned form of misunderstanding, something you learned in school.
Which we just said didn't exist.
No,
it
he
didn't
said that.
exist. That was his position.
They're debating.
And we say, well, what
Yeah,
about
yes,
this one?
yeah.
What about the one that makes you collect karma, which you learned in school?
But they yabartal, we just went up with that, which meant we're agreeing with that.
No.
Disagree, right?
Going up is disagree. They are a tau? Yes, there is. Well, it means I assert. I believe it. They are a tau? Of course there is. Of course there is. Goes up, right? Of course there is such a thing. Because you can get the second link by a first link, which is learned. Now he's got to tell us more about it.
Yeah.
We hope.
Hopefully.
Yeah, otherwise.
Yomon kunta ki sakwe gemige kanun ki le yubecha. Because there exists either karu,
Kuro.
karma, which is either gewa or migewa,
Virtues or not virtues.
good karma or bad karma, good seeds or bad seeds, which are accumulated, okay, collected by negative emotions, which are learned.
You can collect good karma by negative emotions, which I learned.
Apparently.
Really good.
Yeah, if you kill this cow, you'll go to heaven. If you kill this
It
cow,
depends on the
you'll go to heaven.
motivation. Okay.
You believe it's good.
Yeah.
Mm.
Okay. Now we want more information, right?
Please.
Moreover, they about Tao or Tao?
Tao down. No.
We are coming back with a, and moreover,
Oh, okay. That should be
again, they about Tao. Of course there is, because now he's going to give a second example. According to him, the argument first is finished. We got to think about it. He says, "Tombang se gyope yenla chini ki toma gyope maripa yibe ichete." Okay, now, if you know the word tombang, you're okay. What's tombang?
Giving up seeing things in a certain way.
The elimination of
Tong lam ki bong war chawa.
all the things that get eliminated once you see
Nice.
the scene. The three.
Oh, you back got that beard, but you did cut it a little bit.
Sure.
Okay. Yeah, Tongbang is a very, very, very important word in Buddhism. Tongbang means a negativity which is permanently stopped by seeing emptiness directly. And there's only three. What are they?
Doubt in the path.
Doubt about the
belief in
path.
ascetic practices.
And seeing things
and the
self-
intellectual.
Feeling and
Or the
stupid.
kuntak.
Doing the practice.
Probably. The intellectual belief in self.
Yeah, intellectual belief.
Is that the same as the kuntak?
When you have 84,000 negative emotions, only 3 are destroyed permanently by seeing emptiness directly. But it's a good start. Number 1, intellectual belief that things are coming this way. They still look like they're coming this way, but you know it's wrong. Secondly, you will never again doubt Buddhism because you saw Buddha. You met a Buddha. You during path of seeing. You can't ever doubt it after that. And the third one, you wouldn't do things like whipping yourself or hurting yourself, okay, as a Buddhist practice. There is a kind of misunderstanding which is eliminated by the path of seeing. Which one of those 3 is he talking about?
The elimination of intellectual belief.
Yeah, good. So in that case, kuntat means
The intellectual belief.
intellectual belief.
intellectual.
Intellectual belief that the pen is coming this way. If someone asks you, is the pen coming this way? Say, no, I was in a DCI talk. They said no. But do you see it that way? Yep.
Yes.
I still see it that way. Okay, keep meditating. Keep going. Later you will see. Okay? So, all forms of misunderstanding which are eliminated by the path of seeing are
Are
learned.
Learn.
Intellectual. In that case, we translate kuntak as intellectual.
Okay.
And they are not inherent.
right.
They are not inherent. Something you were born with. Okay. So you're going to have to fudge these 2 translations of kuntak. Okay. Why? Okay. This is a technical term.
Extreme enter.
You got stuck with all the technical terms. Seiji got stuck with all the poetry. Where is Seiji?
I need to go work.
Okay. We're not working. What's Ginshuk? Anybody?
Is it a stream enter?
Stream enter.
Yeah.
Stream enter.
Someone who just entered the path of seeing. Okay.
Is this an acceptable term to use in the translation?
I like it. Yeah, good
It's
question.
okay.
Thank you for asking. But
Yeah.
yeah, I think so.
Okay, acceptable.
Am I supposed to be somewhere else?
Oh, it's you have 1 minute till the next person begins.
But I don't have to go somewhere
You
else.
stay
I think I
here.
got a wrong text.
We have one more class here.
Okay, I got a wrong text for me. Let's finish this one. So gyunchik means stream enter. Dene is a technical term.
The results of the.
There's two parts. You can say there's two parts of the path of seeing.
Oh.
Okay.
Jeto and
Yeah.
Yamcha?
And that's another division.
Oh. Okay.
So Dene means, you see, during the first few moments of the direct perception of emptiness, there's a fight going on. Your understanding is fighting against those three emotions. There's a struggle going on. They're punching it out. And then suddenly you're finished.
Okay.
And Dene means you are settled in the result.
Settled.
You know, you have eliminated those three, but you are still in the path of seeing. You're sitting there in the result. Literally, Dene.
Yeah.
Okay. What's the opposite of that? I forget. I'll give it to you. But the fight is called something else. The two things are fighting against each other. Then suddenly, boop, you're finished, but you're still in the path of seeing. Okay. So he just wants to make it clear that what? The fight is over.
Right.
And they have eliminated what?
The
intellectual
intellectual.
Yeah.
In self-existence. Okay, got it? So there is a kind of misunderstanding, which is the first of the 12 links, which has been eliminated past tense. Bang zi. S usually makes a past tense.
Okay.
Which has been eliminated by the time you are established in the result of the stream enter.
Stream enter.
Got it? Okay. What's the other part called? Turn I forget. Huh? Dene. I'll look it up for you. Anyway, he just wants to emphasize that you have. It's not that the fight is going on. It's after the fight is over. You're still in the path of seeing. Okay. This is a very, very famous quotation, and I'll cover it next time, but I'll give it to you now.
Okay.
Very, very, very famous quotation. Okay. I think this is misspelled, certainly. This is a misspelling of ch. Okay. This spelling means what?
Examine.
Examine. Oh, man, you're hot today. With an S, it means activity. With a D, it means to examine. And this carver has made a mistake. Or the typist. You're going to check the scan for me.
Okay. With the S activity, with the D is what?
With a D, it's a to examine.
To examine.
With a, like the Tokten Chupa Tsingshit Ni, Vitarka and Vichara, the definition is,
Okay.
this is Chupa, this is Vichara. This one is Vichara, to examine, to go into detail, as opposed to just generally see something. Hear the song and listen to the bass line. Okay? That's this meaning. It's a different one. It should be S. Okay? So Nyaljo Chepa is a reference to this book here. I got it for you. Nyaljo Chepesa, which is the Yogacara Bhumi. A very famous book by Asanga. Okay? So he's quoting Asanga's Yogacara Bhumi. Okay? And he says, Gyun Shuk Shukbe, how many? Yeah, I think that's the opposite of Dene. Anyway, I'll check it for you. Gyun Shuk Shupa, a person who just entered the path of seeing. Okay? The fight's still going on.
Okay.
That's called Shupa
Shukpa.
in Dene. Two opposites.
Oh,
Shupa means they just got into it.
okay.
Dene means they got to the result.
Settled. Oh, yeah.
Okay.
So Shupa means the fight's going on. So Gyunchu Shupa, Yenla Dushi Bangshina, how many of the components have they eliminated? Of the 84,000 negativities, how many have they eliminated? He says,
One.
Tam Cheki Chok Chik Bamba Yinki. Dave's all three, but only part.
Only partial.
All three, but only part way.
Partway.
You see, because the fight's still going on.
Oh, okay.
Okay? All three, but the fight's still going on. Okay? Pangba yinki, kaya rilki pangba ni maino. But they haven't, real means everything. They haven't eliminated everything about any of those three yet. That's going to happen at Dene,
Daily.
when they're sitting in the result. But during the fight, we can only say they have eliminated part of those three and not the whole ball of wax. Real means ball of wax. Real bu means a ball. A pill. Tablet. It's called a rubu.
Oh yeah.
Like Rinchen rubu is a retina. Sampa retina. Pill. Okay. That's called a rubu. In philosophy, rubu, we talked about it yesterday in the Kamala Shila. One whole thing. It's called rubu. Okay, one whole thing. It's a word for a medicine tablet also. Okay, so this quotation is always used. Very, very common quotation. From who? Sangha in his, which is part of his Bhumis series. There's a Shravaka Bhumi, there's a Gachara Bhumi, there's a bunch of Bhumis.
Booming
Okay.
is land, right? Level on land.
Yeah, level. And he wrote a whole series of books, huge, thousands of pages. And in that one he said, at that point, Shupa, which is the opposite of Deni,
Daily.
at the entrance point, during the fight, they've eliminated part of each of the three, but not all of any of the three. Okay, very famous quotation. Okay, all right.
Okay.
Let's go do a famous toilet break. By the way, I got you the quotation. So I'm trying to capture the page numbers for you.
Okay.
So you don't have to look up the page number. You can use it. You can use it to write your footnote. And it's always fun to make sure the quotation is quoted correctly.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Sasi Puki Juksi Metom Rira Misi Inde Padi Sange Shindu Mite Uargi Rogu Namda Shingla Chuparsho Yam Guru Ratna Mandala Kam Hiryatayami Dewa Yi Dewa Kun Sunam Yeshe Samsam Shin Sunam Yeshe Lejungwe Dampar Kunyi Toparsho.
Okay, cool. Thank you for doing it. And he gave a very nice talk in Indonesia.
That's what I heard.
It was amazing. He gave a talk to about 200 people, something like that.
200 plus.
And
250.
it was beautiful. And he talked about his text. And it was very inspiring.